What can I tell you about this new Genesis G70? I mean, the biggest problem is this car isn't really representative of the one we'll get in Australia. This car obviously is left-hand drive, ours won't be, and it has all-wheel drive, and ours won't have that. And it's tuned to Korean standards. Ours will be tuned to Aussie tastes. So it seems a little bit silly for me to be driving it. But now that I have, I can tell you it has the potential to shake things up in the luxury segment. It's no surprise this all-new Genesis G70 is being launched here in Korea. I mean, I wouldn't expect the luxury arm of Hyundai to take us to Europe to drive its new model, because it's built and engineered here and it'll probably sell in its biggest numbers here too. There's also the fact that Genesis doesn't exist as a brand in Europe just yet. But the fact is, it'll have to take on some of the best luxury sedans from Europe to be a success. It's competing against the likes of the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, the BMW 3 Series and Audi A4, among others. It has some points of difference over those cars too. There's no downsized 1-point-something litre engines here. There's a choice of a 2-litre turbo with plenty of grunt, or this 3.3 litre bi-turbo V6, which has 272 kilowatts and 510 newton meters. And it's bloody quick. Sounds great too. Now this is the engine that we'll get, so maybe my drive experience isn't that much of a waste of time after all. It's a strong engine, and it's one that we will come to know in the Kia Stinger as well. Ours will be rear-wheel drive, which, according to Hyundai, is quicker than this all-wheel drive version because it's got about 120 kilos of advantage in the weight division, so it's pretty quick. We can't tell you what the drive experience will be precisely like when we get it in Australia because it'll have different steering and a different suspension setup. But I can say that it feels like it's got the right ingredients. Even though Albert Biermann, the head of Hyundai and Genesis's performance division, has said that this car isn't a performance car, it certainly feels fairly good to drive. So if it's not a performance car, then what is it? It's a sporty luxury sedan. That's according to Albert Biermann. And being a luxury car, it should feel luxurious inside. And to a large degree, Genesis has delivered on that promise. But there are some elements that maybe aren't quite as luxurious as they could be. Things like the controls don't feel quite as delightful to the touch as you might find in some of its rivals. But then again, you've got to consider this car, we expect, will be considerably cheaper than some of its more mainstream European rivals. So I guess you've got to weigh up what matters more to you. There are some likeable elements to the cabin, like the seats that can adjust the bolstering when you choose sport mode, and the lovely stitched leather as well. The space on offer is fine, but it doesn't set any new standards, and buyers can expect there will be plenty of equipment included in the G70 when it launches. Test cars had things like heated and cooled front seats, heated rear seats, a heated steering wheel, and an 8-inch media screen with the latest smartphone mirroring tech and wireless phone charging. How the Genesis G70 fares in Australia will come down to a few things: the pricing, the spec, and the local tune. Although we haven't been driving on coarse-chip Aussie-style roads today, I've got a sneaking suspicion that this could be one of the quieter luxury cars in the class. We'll have to wait and see. But from what I can tell, there's certainly the starting blocks of a competitive luxury sedan here.